Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into my Beatles channel. It is December 20th, 2025, and I just wanted to do a bit of an update in terms of what the channel has become about, as well as a fun little exercise, if you will, talking about something that people don't often talk about with regard to listening to the Beatles, and that is which tracks do we skip? So we're going to get to that in a minute. But as you may know, this channel started off as a ranking of Beatles songs. And basically what I wanted to do was to start from the very beginning with Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You, and analyze each song individually and then rank it among the songs that came before in the order they were released in the UK. I got through the first couple of albums and all the way basically through the end of 1963 with I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy. And so at the end of 1963, the Beatles had a total of 34 recorded tracks, songs, which you can see are in the middle here. These outside song titles are the covers that I do. But number one currently is She Loves You here. And number 34 is Thank You Girl, coming in the rear there. After I did the first 34, I realized how obsessed I was with 1963 and the early Beatles, and I still am. I still am. Um, in June, I did a couple of shows here in town, Frederick, Maryland. It was called I Want to Hold Your Hand, and it talked mostly about 1963. But in September 28th, I did a show locally as well, which was titled 1963 A Beatles Experience. And if you go to my live videos, you can see the whole thing. We taped it live, about 83 and a half minutes or something like that. And it was great fun because I realized so much happened to the Beatles in that formative year of 1963. So I've got video, I've got outrageous observations, I play some songs, I talk about landmark moments. It's actually very, I think the show came out quite well. And I hope to do it again, actually. Um, but anyway, in the process of all this, I took a break from ranking, and I've taken a break. The next ranking I will do will be the single of Can't Buy Me Love, You Can't Do That. I actually recorded playing those, but I never put them up. I'm still contemplating. But I got to wanting to play more of the Beatles stuff. So I go live every week or two, and I just play Beatles songs and try to learn new ones and so forth. But I have a history with this and that, and in terms of the Beatles, having met Sir George Martin, which was absolutely delightful, having put together a convention locally about 15, 20 years ago, no, more than that now, I'm sorry, almost 30 years ago, which featured Roy Young, who's now passed away, who played with the Beatles in Hamburg at the Star Club in the spring of 1962, and apparently was asked to join the band. Not confirmed, but seems likely. So I like to tell Beatles stories. I'm obsessed with the Beatles performance in Washington D.C. at the Coliseum, and I feel like I know every every frame of that video, which keeps getting re-released online with updates and colorization and different frame rates and all this kind of good stuff. So basically, I'm just dabbling, whatever comes to my mind. Like I just did a short video, which where I noticed that the first three songs on with the Beatles um, are all in the key of E major, and that is "It Won't Be Long, All I've Got to Do, All My Loving." And it's kind of random, right? But it's still interesting to people that obsess of all things Beatles. So I'm gonna do. Oh, I got my dog Daisy here with me. Daisy, there she is. She's still around, but she's slowing down, and the poor thing has lost her hearing. She is the greatest dog in the greatest dog in the world. All right, so I'm doing a lot of performances. If you look at my shorts, I just keep throwing up more performances. I do the live shows occasionally, and I put those up. Trying to get better. Hopefully, I'm getting better all the time, even at this old age. Oh, Daisy, watch the stand now. Good girl. All right. So I'm going to do more of that, and at some point I am going to start doing the ranking again. So I'm sure you can all celebrate that. It's very exciting. Um, and if you go into my posts, you can see what the current ranking is through 34 songs besides She Loves You. Thank you, girl. Oh, okay, so for today, though, what I wanted to do is I want to talk about something that's a bit taboo, it seems. And that is, it's kind of a confessional. We all suffer from this, I think. I know I do. And that is, in my age group, we like to listen to records, you know, as they were released. Okay, so please, please me. Listen to in the order, beginning with I Saw Standing There, through the end of the first side, Please, Please Me, and then the second side, Love Me Do, down to Twist and Shout, right? So we listen to them in order. And you can do that online too, on YouTube. You know, just play all 14 tracks or whatever. But as you probably would agree, sometimes we like to skip songs because we don't like them quite as much, or we don't like them very much, or we don't like them at all, perhaps. But we all do it. We all do it. I think if you don't do it, I'd love to hear about it. But in the comments. But I also would love to hear what songs you skip. Right. So having focused on 1963 and of course with Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You, I would now like to go through my confessional of the songs that I skip when I'm listening in order. Now, even though Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You were originally released as a single, as was Please Please Me and Ask Me Why, right? Please Please Me, Ask Me Why. Those would be the first 4 songs. But since all those songs are on the first LP, Please Please Me, we're going to start with this. Okay, we'll just do it in the order that they appear on the record. Okay, in terms of skipping. So, all right, so we'll start from the very beginning. If I Saw Her Standing There. No, of course we're going to listen to that. We're not going to skip it. Now, those of you who have been following along with me online know that I'm not especially fond of the second song on the record, which is Misery. Misery. So Misery is a skip. The first skip, I confess. The next track is Anna. A lot of people love Anna. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. So Anna is a skip. You okay, Daisy? All right. 4th track, Chains. Chains is not a skip. I love Chains. For me, it's kind of a hidden gem. It's kind of a hidden gem. All right. So we got 2 skips. Boys, no, not a skip. We're not skipping that. Fantastic Ringo vocal performance. Just outstanding. Another hidden gem, in my opinion. Could have been on the Red Album, even though it's a cover. All right, the next one is Ask Me Why. Ask Me Why. Definitely not a skip. A hidden gem. And then Please Please Me, of course, is Mountaintop. It's Top of the Mountain song. So on the first side of Please Please Me, we have 2 skips for me, right? Misery and Anna. Which songs, if any, would you skip on the first side of Please Please Me? All right, now we're going to move to side 2. Side 2 begins with Love Me Do. Love Me Do. Now, Love Me Do on the rank is only in at number 25 out of 34. Pretty low. And although I do enjoy the song, occasionally, these days I've decided to skip it. So Love Me Do is a skip, even though it's got sentimental value being the first release. Love Me Do is skip. P.S. I Love You, no way is it being skipped. A hidden gem, recorded by Ron Richards, the producer. Baby It's You, not a skip. Not a skip. Lovely, lovely. I love to sing that one too and play that one. Do you want to know a secret? No, that's a personal favorite of mine. Personal favorite. It's I file it under the songs of "You Like Me Too Much." I like that song too much. Maybe you do too. Please tell me in the comments. "A Taste of Honey." That is a skip. They did that song, I think, because everybody did that song and they wanted to show off how well they could do it in their arrangement. Not a great song. Skip. "There's a Place." That is a skip. I haven't heard that song in months. And if you go back and watch my video about it, I feel like the arrangement the Beatles did was a misstep. And I don't think it set any kind of new standard or new innovation for songwriting that people talk about. Not for me. Doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me. So that's okay. So, and then "Twist and Shout." This is kind of gets old, but still is fabulous and almost at the top of the mountain. That is not a skip. So, side two of "Please Please Me" is the skips I have are for "Love Me Do." Sorry, everybody. I know I'm going to hear about that. "A Taste of Honey," and "There's a Place." Meaning, out of 14 songs, I generally skip 5 on the first LP. Maybe you don't skip any. All right. That's "Please Please Me." All right, first 14 songs. Moving right along, the next single, which I obtained in the process of doing my channel, I did not have it before, is "From Me to You" with "Thank You Girl." So I've talked a lot about "From Me to You," probably more than any other track, besides maybe "She Loves You," "I Want to Hold Your Hand," up to this point. And if you know my opinion of "From Me to You," I feel like it's a little bit cheesy. I feel like when Paul McCartney said, "Oh, we couldn't do How Do You Do It," we couldn't release it because, it was like this wuss music, or what, he didn't say that word, but basically, we couldn't face our Liverpool people. They would all mock us and make fun, whatever. We were a rhythm and blues band, whatever. But you know what? "From Me to You" has the same sort of feeling in my opinion, as "How Do You Do It." Delightful. I enjoy playing it, but I usually skip it. I do skip it. That's a confessional. There you go. I'm going deep here. And then "Thank You Girl," that's a skip. I haven't listened to it in months. In my review, I realized this is a scratch track. It's just misses. It's okay to love it. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay. All right. Next in the release is "She Loves You." That is not a skip. That's incredible. And then "I'll Get You." Not a skip. That is the hidden gem. I performed that as well as "She Loves You" in my one-man show, 1963 Beatles Experience, which you can find on my live recordings. All right, so we've gotten through first LP, "Please Please Me," and the two singles between that and the next record, which is with the Beatles. And I've got a total of 7 skips, including all of the "From Me to You" single. It's just me. It's a confessional. It's what I do. I'd love to see what you do. And if you skip any of the songs I skip, especially ones that are more popular, like "Love Me Do," "From Me to You," do you skip that? Do you listen to those still? Let me know. All right. Finally, we get to, or not finally, we're going to go to "With the Beatles." With the Beatles. First tracks, it won't be long, not a skip. Fabulous. "All I've Got to Do," one of the best. Do you think it's even in my top 10? Let's see. All I've Got to Do, it's number 14 out of 35. "All My Loving," no, that's not a skip. That's number 5 out of 34. "Little Child," that is a skip. Perhaps, wait a minute, where did "Little Child" go? "Little Child" should be number 34. It seems to, oh, there it is. There it is. It is number 34 right there. "Thank You Girl" is number 30. I got that wrong. All right. That's the worst Beatles song of the first through 1963, in my opinion. Then we've got "Till There Was You," definitely not a skip. A gem of a song. One of my absolute favorite in the first It's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 on my list through 34. That's how good that one is. Please, Mr. Postman. That is my You Like Me Too Much favorite. It's my favorite Beatles song recording of all time. Not a skip. It's strange, right? We're all different. We're all different. What are you going to do? We're different. We're wired differently. Roll Over Beethoven. Oh, hell no. It's not a skip. It is not a skip. It even made the top 10, the number 10 as a cover. One of George's greatest moments ever, in my opinion. Definitely not a skip. I can listen to it 1,000 times. Hold Me Tight. Not a skip. Not skipping that. No way. I think it's a hidden gem. I think it's the most underrated early Beatles song. You Really Got a Hold on Me? I admit I skip it. I skip it. I know it's Smokey Robinson. I know it's got the great harmony, but I've grown bored with it, kind of. So I'll listen to it. I'm not offended by it, but you may be offended listening to me talk about it. But I usually skip it. I Want to Be a Man? Nope, I'm listening to it. Not skipping it. Not skipping it. Ringo's tremendous rock and roll singing. Devil in Her Heart? That's on the border, but I do love the song. I do love the song. It comes in at, let's see, 27. Yeah, 27 out of 34. It's not at the top, but still pretty good. Not a Second Time. Love it. Love it. Love it. That's a hidden gem. And let's see, that came in at number 18. 18 out of 34 on my chart so far. And then Money. Money I skip. Money I skip. I mean, it's a fun rocker, but it's I just don't like the subject. It's like money, I want money. Ah! It's like, why don't you talk about love and girls and stuff like that? For me, and I prefer that. We're talking about money. They did it because they wanted rock. And then John changes the line. I want to be free, right? Changes the lines. Okay, maybe he just wanted for freedom. Fine. It's not one of my favorites, but it is a good rocker. It's very well recorded. Great arrangement, great production. It's a skip for me. So, on With the Beatles, I skip Don't Bother Me. Did I talk about Don't Bother Me? I may have skipped it. It's a skip for me. I skipped talking about it. I missed that. So going back to that, Don't Bother Me, it's just not very exciting. It's not very exciting. The melody's okay. It's hard to decide what the mood is. It's bitter. There's no harmony. It's the first Beatles song with no harmony on it. The first Beatles song recorded with no harmonies. Remember that. So that's a skip. So we got side 1 has 2 skips for me. Don't Bother Me and Little Child. And then side 2, a skip is You Really Got a Hold on Me and Money. So altogether 4. I think this is the greatest record, greatest LP of all time, pop record. My favorite. Which leads us to our final single of 1963, the great I Want to Hold Your Hand. I Want to Hold Your Hand. Of course, that's not a skip, and neither is This Boy. I Want to Hold Your Hand comes in at number 3 behind She Loves You. And I saw standing there. Those are all sorts of interchangeable, you know. So altogether, we had, let's see, we had with 5 skips on, in conclusion, for Please Please Me, I skipped Misery and Anna. And then I skipped Love Me Do, A Taste of Honey, There's a Place, that's 5. Skipped All of For Me to You, Thank You Girl, that's up to 7. And then skipped Don't Bother Me, Little Child, that's 8 and 9. And then skipped, You Really Got a Hold on Me, 10, and Money, 11. 11 skips out of 34. It's okay to not like every Beatles song the same, in my opinion. And for me, the songs that I absolutely love and the songs that I don't especially love, but I would love to hear from you. What are the songs that you skip? And what are the songs especially that you think everyone else thinks are great or very good, but you skip them anyway? That's what I want to know. So please leave me a comment. Please don't get too upset. It's a confessional. But I have listened to these songs so many times, especially in the last 12 months. Incredible. It's my obsession. Anyway, as I do finish this recording, it's again December 20th, 2025. And I want to say happy Christmas, happy holidays. And check out, I did a cover of Wonderful Christmas Time. It's in the shorts if you just scroll down there, if you get a chance. My interesting arrangement on the guitar. And that'll probably do it. It's going on for 20 minutes here, but it's been fun. Um, Thank you for tuning in. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe, like and subscribe and share. And we're talking all things Beatles. If you want to talk about something in particular, just give me a shout. Oh, guys, here, I got to go. Thanks. Bye.